Hey, wait.
Don't do it. 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 It's the OK Podcast!
I hope that went through.
Yep, came through.
Yeah, I can see the
Came
wave.
through.
Wave-
Quiet. Why am I the most quiet one of all of us?
Am I?
No.
I'm
Wait,
the
did you
furthest
just
one
say
away
waves?
from the mic.
No, wait. Paul's just really loud. All right, wait. Hold on. What episode is this?
This
Is this 20?
No, it's past 20, I thought.
Is it really?
I
24?
thought this was like
23?
Jimmy Eat World. It's one of my favorite songs.
Bro,
What
Jimmy,
episode
Jimmy
is
Eat
this?
World
This
and
is
Dashboard
22.
are playing in,
I
in
know.
Louisville.
I
22?
can't go, though.
Why?
Because it's a terrible time of the week. I got work and stuff.
Whatever.
I know. I thought about it.
We're
All
gonna
right,
go
so
to When We Were Young Fest.
I didn't tell you guys
real.
this.
It's not real.
I know it's
It's
not real.
actually it probably is real.
You think it's a real
It's
fest?
just- no, I think it's real. I just don't foresee it being a good thing. For one, middle of pandemic, so like people are gonna get scared. You know, like people that
Sure,
impulse
yeah.
bought.
Some people
For
might
two,
actually have
Vegas.
COVID.
$230 tickets, or sorry, 224 and some change.
Correct.
Yeah.
And they're non-refundable for any reason whatsoever, including festival cancellation. A handful of bands didn't know they were playing until the day it was announced.
Oh, wow.
Also, how are you
And-
going to get that many bands?
In 3 stages for
That's like
12 hours.
12 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
Well-
what if it's just a warehouse and they're just playing a playlist of all those bands on Spotify?
Surprise, it's
incredible.
actually just emo night in Vegas.
I
That's all
would-
it is.
Oh man.
This might lose me some emo cred, but I've never had it.
Wait.
I only want to see like 3 of those bands.
You can eat it.
Which 3, though? No, which 3? Let's give
Okay,
him
hold
let's
on,
give him
let's-
a
He's gonna
chance.
say
Pull it up.
boys like girls.
Let's pull it up. I'd like to see Boys Like Girls.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Oh,
For
wonder
sure.
why.
I sent
What's
Martin
up?
a message on Instagram. I was like, "Hey, dude, that's sick."
He's like, "Can we open?" No, I'm just kidding. We're not. We're not emo.
Martin, we'll open.
Hold on, let's look it up. It's taking.
Can you imagine all these elder emos are like, "Who the hell are those guys?"
The
Oh
what?
dang! I don't have a.
We do have a very
Okay, so really, I would just like to see Boys Like Girls. Like, I know that those other bands are great, but
Bro, Hawthorne Heights is playing.
I've never
them.
in my life knowingly ingested Hawthorne Heights. Like, I've heard their music for sure, but I don't know who they are. Legitimately,
Bro, I
I
used
mean,
to
that's
like
fair.
Okay, so you have to understand the when I started liking music.
I used to listen to This Is Who We Are every morning when I was getting ready for school.
That's what I'm saying. I'm sure I've heard it, right? But
Yeah.
when I started liking music, I was so, and I'm still so
Sorry,
narrow,
is it becoming who we are?
and I didn't know that
me
these
fact check
great, like what did they call it, the neon era, right? Like that, this was such a thing,
It was a big thing.
because I didn't know about it,
I was in it.
Yeah.
and
Yes,
but-
you did. You were like, my older brother likes this crappy
Say, wait,
music.
aren't you
That's
guys
it.
related?
But that was it. That was the only frame of reference I had. Is like, oh yeah, my older brother listens to some of that stuff. I was listening to like Rascal Flats at the time.
so
I was like,
so sad.
I was stuck on
come
Rascal
so far.
Flats.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah. I used to listen to The Silence in Black and White and If Only You Were Lonely, like one of those albums every morning when I was getting ready because it was just screamy and heavy enough
Sure.
to get me ready for the day, but it was also kind of as an emo, it was also chill enough and smooth enough to kind of ease me out of being sleepy.
And emo.
You know what I was listening to while you guys were listening to that stuff? I was listening to No Name Face by Lifehouse.
Well,
Which is a good album.
I mean,
It's a
good
great
album,
but I was just such a not part of that scene that when I'm seeing all these bands, I'm like, that'll be great for everyone that was
That
into
likes
them at
them.
that time. Yeah.
Zach's
true.
like, that'd be great for everybody but me.
Like I love Boys Like Girls mainly because I'm a big fan of Martin Johnson as a songwriter musician, but like I didn't start listening to Boys Like Girls until 2021
Yeah, bro.
or something like that. Like
Yeah.
No joke though, like Blue Burns Orange and then speeding up the octaves, those like make me think about getting ready in the morning. Like literally make me think about it.
that's a good way to transition, right? So like I'll take the heat for this one. I know you guys love those bands and respect them, and I respect them, and I'm sure I would love them. I just don't know them, right?
Yeah, for those of you that are thinking about not becoming fans of ours, we do like emo music.
Yes.
we
I'm
just
sorry.
we tolerate Zach.
Yeah.
Ew.
I've said this many times. I am like I got some cool qualities,
Just
I
kidding.
guess.
Zach's great.
If we add people to the band, right? It's like John's been playing bass. John's a cool guy.
John's cool. John. Okay.
But if we decide
John,
to add
cool.
in like a trumpet player or something, we're not going to have a trumpet player.
Oh, Scott.
Ooh, let's
be
go,
incredible.
Scott. Let's start a ska side project.
but
please.
I'm the least amount of cool that you're allowed to be in the band.
I mean, all right. That's
So
the
if
standard.
another guy
That's fine.
comes in and you're like, Yeah, what do you think of those bands? You're like, never heard of them, man. Why? I don't know why you sound
My
like
favorite. So you see how all like black piercings. I got a big spiky jacket.
Yeah.
My
very
favorite is when
spiky.
people are like, "Oh, you're in a band? What kind of music is it?" It's it's never what they expect me to say. I'm like, "Oh, it's like 80s throwbacks, kind of like new wave. It's got some, like if an 80s pop rock band was here today." And they're like, "Oh."
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And then then they're expecting me to be like, "But we sing about Satan."
Oh, yeah. Okay, so that's the opposite ends of the spectrum. So I'm as uncool as people are allowed to be. Nick
Paul's
is as,
super cool, and I'm scary.
Well, Paul is as crazy as people are allowed
Correct.
to be.
Yeah,
And
I would
Nick-
say Nick's got the cool. I
Nick
got
is
the
as
crazy.
goth as people are allowed to be.
Nick's our resident goth.
Oh, I gotta tell you guys this. So I did a tattoo for a Nintendo Switch.
Okay.
I have a Switch
You
Lite. that
tattooed
I-
a switch on somebody?
No. I tattooed, and that was my.
That would be
I
kind of a
traded.
fun
I traded
tattoo.
a small tattoo for a Nintendo Switch. They weren't gonna play anymore. And I'll tell you, one of
That's
my
amazing.
absolute favorite games to play ever is Animal Crossing. But it's hilarious because my Switch Lite is yellow.
Mm-hmm.
So. Big scary goth dude sitting there playing Animal Crossing on a yellow Switch Lite.
Animal Crossing is
It's such a
so
good
fun.
game.
I hear it's
And
addicting.
have you taken a dive into any of the custom designs you can make?
Yes, I made Tanjiro's kimono from Demon Slayer.
Okay.
I made Zenitsu's kimono from Demon Slayer. I made Naruto's hoodie, and I made my battle jacket.
Wow. Yeah, you took that a different direction. I just made like the OK merch. That was my first
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
That's sick.
Branding. I like it.
No,
I like
my
it.
character looks like me. Like has the green streak in the
Oh,
hair
nice.
and everything.
How'd you pull that off?
You have to do green on your hair and then wear a hat.
I dig it. So here's my original question.
Looks like me with a beanie on.
I love it.
What song to this day reminds you of waking up for school?
That.
Yeah, well, you already got Nick's.
Well, so that there's so many, man. Because like I can play. All right, can we do band?
Yeah, sure. What band? What? That's a
Let's
broader
do
question.
let's do
What-
three bands because like
3 bands that remind you of getting up for school.
of getting up for school. Hawthorne Heights,
Okay.
The Devil Wears Prada, and All Time Low's Nothing Personal album. Just that album, because All Time Low as a band, like all of their stuff, doesn't make me think about that. But Weightless was still like senior year was like the transition for that coming out for me. So like
That's such a good
I got to
song.
listen to Weightless as like my getting ready for my senior year song,
Yeah.
which was maybe it's not my weekend, but it's gonna be my year. Like that was inspiration. Thank you, All Time Low.
You were talking senior
Respect.
year. Hold on, I have to
Yeah,
make a
there we
quick
go.
interjection here. We talked about John already. Shout out to John. John was
John.
supposed to be here with us for the podcast and
John.
for the ensuing fun randomness that we're gonna. I guess
Yeah.
we're gonna go.
can't
Paint
tell
the
you
town
about
red or
that.
whatever later on.
Paint the
But
town beige.
he couldn't be here. Hope you're doing all right, John, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully, Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Don't want to put his business out there, but he was supposed to be here and is not. So
Respect.
respect. I don't know, Paul. Getting ready for school. 3
Man,
bands.
this is tough, bro. Because there was so many. Like there wasn't one that I was like, this is a go to. It kind of changed a lot.
That's
Like
why I
I
said
did, I
band.
did have a Hawthorne Heights.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
it was just the hits though. It was like I would listen to Ohio's for Lovers and Saying Sorry like back.
Bro,
to
I
back.
had like
Saying Sorry was like the most cliche, almost like lame, like lyrics. But it was so good,
that-
and it was so emo. It was
that,
like
what is it? Is it the pre-chorus or the chorus guitar riff? It's like bam, bam, bam.
Yep.
That was
yep.
so good.
Dude, it was great. It was freaking great. So that was part of it. I
R.I.P.
definitely had
Casey.
like a As I Lay Dying, get up in the morning and just listen to metalcore, which was great. Like 94 Hours. It was just. It was great.
See, that was me with Devil Wears Prada.
Prada,
because
man.
also like with Roots Above and Branches Below, like
So good.
one of their like most palatable albums. Like if you want to get into that
100%.
band, listen to that one
100%.
first. Listen to that one first because
Yeah.
then you can go. That was like their median. That's like what they sound like, and then they've got different branches from that. But like
Yep.
listening to that album was just like
But then when I started getting into like, indie stuff and whatever, like Manchester Orchestra's first couple albums were like I would listen to them just because I was like, I can't believe I like this because all I listened to was like pop punk and metal, and I was like, these guys are really good.
I ask this not as someone who's taken a dive into it. Manchester Orchestra is one of those bands that I have a couple times been compared vocally to. Do you guys hear that at all?
Nope,
No.
not
Who
really.
is someone?
Maybe their later stuff, kind of, but
Sure.
not their earlier stuff.
Yeah.
Someone-
And I don't hear it a lot.
Good. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
But
that
I mean,
doesn't
take it as
matter.
a compliment.
They're very, they're
Andy
a
Hall's
great
great.
It was
band.
a while ago, but someone compared your voice to something, and I was like,
Excuse me.
"What?"
You know what our mom has always said is that my voice sounds like one of the old school crooners, and I've never heard that.
Oh,
And like, I
Fly
respect that
me
opinion,
to
but like, like, I was never,
I mean, there's worse things that could be
Old
said.
blue eyes. Over
I was
there.
never old blue eyes. That's the thing. So
Your eyes are brown.
maybe it's just the facial expressions or something. I don't know, but
It's just
anyway,
the overall swag.
Really, they just compared me to the greats.
Overall
so, you know.
swag.
Correct.
Can we wear overalls?
Correct.
Oh man, I can't wait to get skinny and
Timbo.
start wearing
Oh, I
overalls.
miss Timbo.
Timbo.
If I wear
I'm
overalls
just
right
trying to
now-
get a pair of
overalls.
Carhartt bibs.
Dude, do it, bro. Do
coveralls.
it.
We got
Do it.
where you got the from the Christmas Story.
I
where
can't put my
he can't
arms
move his
down.
arms. You just wrapped it like that.
Yes.
Anyway,
Did you do 3?
yeah, those were 3. There's like a ton more. I mean, Under Oath
Bro,
was in
don't
there.
don't lie to me.
know.
You listen to all of Aaron Gillespie's stuff every morning. I know you did.
Well, I did have a phase where I did listen to Southern Weather just like all day, every day.
I love Southern Weather.
I mean, I was graduated when Monster came out.
See,
But it
I
was
gotta.
great.
You're on Spotify.
Yeah.
I gotta send you this playlist that I made called
Please
Just
do.
a Phase. It's like 19 hours long at the moment.
Ah,
That
I
sounds
love
like
it.
a long phase.
I love it, dude. That'd be great.
But
I-
see, the thing is, like that music stuck with me.
Yeah,
And honestly,
the
it's
best.
so sad, but it's literally like when we were making fun of like our parents and their friends for listening to Boston in the early 2000s type.
Okay, I
type
love
crap.
Boston.
You know what I mean? Like
The
now
amount of
we're
time
we're still listening to "I Set My Friends on Fire" in 2022. Like
the amount of time between Boston and when we were kids was not that long.
yeah, but
And now we're looking at spans of literally almost 20 years, and we're like, that's not that long ago, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, to think about how many albums turned 20 in like 2 years is like fascinating to me. Like
Dude.
They're Only Chasing Safety by Under Oath is going to be 20 years old in 2024.
Was it
It's like, what?
Tell All Your Friends?
Yeah, that turned 20 this year, right?
That's scary, right?
Yeah. Like,
that one
what?
and
Dude.
well, there's another one that didn't make like what Your Favorite Weapon is older than that.
Oh, yeah, because that was 2000.
Because those are like sister albums.
Yeah.
One of them was written and the other one was written in
2001,
response.
I don't remember. Yep. I had a Blink phase in the morning, too, though. Like, when I first got into them, Take Off Your Pants
I
and
am a
Jacket was
Blink
my
phase.
favorite, like, album.
What'd you say?
And I Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. It's my favorite album. I'm just saying.
What?
It's the name of the album.
I think I've heard of
It's the
that
name of
It's
the
the
album.
name of the album.
I'm not trying to give commands here. But anyway, the first song, Anthems Part 2, the
Dig it
If
up.
We're Up Your Tube, it just made me go to school and be like, yeah, nobody tell me what to do. Ha ha. All this crap, it's your fault, teacher lady. So, it was great.
The only one that I
Fun,
never really
rebellious.
got like because I love Blink,
Of course.
but the lyric where they talk about heavy metalers, and they're talking
Yeah.
about their hair bands.
Yeah.
That was one of those things where I was like, but I like metal.
You're right. Anyway.
So let's go through the history right here. So I started with Rascal Flatts on like a portable CD player.
Because of Zach, I have seen Rascal Flatts live.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: is
Tell you
they
what,
they
kill
slaughter a live show.
I've
They
heard
are,
that.
woo,
I've heard that.
they
monstrous.
They're very good.
Hey, I'd
And
open for them.
Whether or not you like them or hate them,
I
you know,
think
like
my
they-
thing is he's got such a character, unique voice, and it's not something that I can listen to all the time. But
Sure.
as a band, and from a musician standpoint, even if you don't like country, like if you can appreciate musicianship, they're a killer.
Yeah.
They were good. So started out there, and then I remember there was a phase of listening to "Simple and Clean" from the Kingdom Hearts soundtrack because we had
Yeah,
these
yeah,
things
yeah.
called "Play It Nows." Do you remember those, Paul?
Bro, play it now. Core
it
memory
was
unlocked.
It was literally like an MP3 player that could hold maybe 4 or 5 songs.
It could hold like 15 minutes worth of audio.
Sure, but you had to plug it
Yeah.
in and record it in real time.
Yep.
Like a tape, you know, like so you had to Nick was actually a master of this. You had it perfected to like, all right, plug it in, hit record. All right, you're like, okay. I know that song's gonna keep going. All right, song's over. And
Yeah,
you
see,
would,
the thing is, you couldn't hear it
Yeah.
because you were plugging into the headphone jack.
Yeah.
and so that's how you recorded it on there. But anyway, I had Simple and Clean on my Play It Now, and I think I would listen to that. But then,
what's funny is we recorded that through your portable TV.
yeah, the one with the VHS
Yeah,
on the front.
Yeah, we were playing Kingdom Hearts, and we would start the intro music and record it through that.
That's great.
And so then getting into like really when I wanted to listen to music a lot, beyond my Rascal Flatts phase, and I credit, props to Rascal Flatts. They got me into to really appreciating music, not just being like, oh, that's on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thinking about like, why
sure.
do I like that song? And so I went through a Lifehouse phase, but I don't really feel like other than just being obsessed with them, they weren't like my go-to in the morning. So like fast forward. Eventually I get to this point where I'm listening to a ton of The Fray. And I feel like I listened to The Fray from like freshman year. It was earlier than that. Definitely like 8th grade all the way through forever, right? And so
Yeah.
The Fray for sure.
We're starting back earlier than I thought. Like I was just giving you high school bands.
Okay, so then high school, I'll count Rascal Flatts as probably that first one. But I also had a Matchbox 20 phase, and
But so
I had a
we're talking about a
huge...
big thing here because like
Yeah.
in middle school, like I was listening to My Chemical Romance and Green Day every morning.
Yeah, so it's strictly to morning. For whatever reason, I only listened to them in the afternoons, but I was really big into Motion City Soundtrack.
Yeah.
Just
great.
because Nick it was literally just whatever Nick could convince me
How to
listen
Save a
for
Life
while.
and Even If It Kills Me.
Even if it kills me.
Even if it
are the
Gosh,
two
yes.
albums that Zach had because
So
I was
good. So
like,
good.
listen to these.
And so
Yeah.
I listened to it. But morning songs, when I went through, obviously The Fray and then Rascal Flatts early on, but my last one I'll mention is Maroon 5. And again, love it or hate it, they're good, especially their first couple albums.
Agreed.
Fantastic. But I got It Won't Be Soon Before Long from like a thrift shop.
Bro,
Thrift
you
shop.
used to be able to go buy baller CDs from this little local thrift shop for like 25 cents a piece. That's where we got Yourself and Someone Like You by Matchbox.
Yeah, that one
We got
was
that
awesome.
back in the like long time ago, and that was one of the like awakening moments as a guitar player.
When I went through one of my first like real, true, thought I was in love, but it didn't work out kind of heartbreaks, like that kind of thing, I had just started listening to
singing Damn
Maroon.
to Yourself.
What's that?
Singing Damn to Yourself.
No, not that one. The one on what's that? It Won't Be Soon Before Long, Maroon 5, right?
Oh.
And Adam Levine's over there being like Adam Levine and singing about like, yeah, you left you now I'm sleeping alone and stuff. I'm like, yeah, me too. But like I'm a teen. It's not like I don't know what the heck, like I don't
Right.
have references
song
for that. But
Better That
Maroon
We
5
Break?
is what's that?
Is it Better That We Break?
Oh man, all of the songs, any of the breakup songs on those first couple records, I was just blasting them full volume every morning. Like, I'll get through this. She doesn't love me. Like,
Man, I'm not. Sometimes like a good like Hurt Your Feelings album is something that you need. Like
yeah,
earlier when I was going through some tough times, just a while ago, Paul sent me friggin' letters to our former selves.
Yep.
And I was like, I hate you, but I can't stop listening.
Right? we spent like 3 weeks just texting each other.
Like, bro,
lyrics,
this is
like,
so good. Have you listened to their new stuff?
No, I haven't.
Oh
I need to.
man, Keepsakes and Reminders.
I'm gonna do it. I'll put it on the list tonight. But anyway,
that was it. Yeah,
it's good. It's good.
I think I stuck with Maroon
here's the
5
thing,
all the way
like-
until I went to college.
And
Like,
if you look
that's
at
all I
my
listened to.
old personal Instagram, because all that I do is and that's why I don't respond to you guys on like the messenger on Instagram.
Because you don't like us.
No, because I'm not on Instagram on that one anymore. Like you
I
gotta
had
you
a
gotta send
feeling.
it. You gotta send it to my tattoo one because that's the
Okay.
one I use all the time.
Good
now.
to know.
You have to send it to his Finsta.
My Finsta. But
Remember
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
In like
But
2014
yeah, so
or
like on
whatever?
that one, you can actually look back and look at all the different guitar player influences that I had. I actually listed them at one point. Hold on.
Wait. Yeah, okay.
Wait a minute. Let me.
Paul,
pull
you
that
talked
up, 'cause
by
it's cool.
yourself and then...
Yeah, so
No.
I did a
Paul's
thing
like, yeah,
today.
whatever.
I went to Zaxby's and man, it was wonderful. I
It's
got
been
some
a while
sweet
since
tea
I posted
here,
that.
and I got the big cup because big sweet tea because I'm in the South and that's what you do. Oh yeah, we're all we're like in the same room. If you guys didn't figure that out yet, so
It's not pulling up. It won't load. There it is.
it's pretty great. Good to be back in the South. I don't know how South
The South.
In
Kentucky really is, but it's cool.
Here it is. All right, so
very south.
starting very first guitar player that I was ever like, I want to play like that dude was Benji Madden from Good Charlotte.
Yeah. Isn't he like an MMA fighter now or something?
Is he?
Everyone's an MMA fighter now.
I thought he was for a little bit.
No,
Or he
I'm
did something
talking
with
like
them.
black and pink Liberty spikes,
Yeah,
Telecaster swung to your friggin' ankles.
Lifestyles
like,
of the rich and the famous, baby.
yes. No, even before that, Waldorf Worldwide.
Dang, yep. Oh,
Worldwide
man.
what?
Whew.
Them. All right, so and then Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day. I wanted to play like him. Right after that was Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy. Not that I didn't want to play like Joe Troman,
But
but
Patrick Stump.
Patrick Stump, he like the swag that he has when he's playing.
Yeah, bro.
And then like I completely skipped over my whole metal phase where I was like in this picture, like I didn't talk about that. This was 2015.
Who was it, though?
There were a couple of them. Honestly, it was full bands because I
Okay.
didn't want to pick apart their because like you had like 2 or 3 guitar players in every band.
It's true.
and they were
And they
all
would
just
just switch off mostly.
slaying it. Like
Yeah.
I wanted to play like the guys from Devil Wears Prada.
Yep.
I wanted to play like the dudes from why am I blanking on their name? Escape the Fate.
Old Escape to Fate.
Old Escape the Fate. I wanted to play like the homies from Chiodos. Like their freaking guitar playing was killer. But then I had like Johnny Buckland from Coldplay, James Duke, and then I had Adam Hahn from the 1975.
Nice.
Respect.
But like you could see, like I was like punk, 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 or sorry, punk, punk, pop, punk, and then I was like indie.
I love it.
I in it looks like May of 2020 there was a trend going around, I think primarily Facebook, where it was supposed to be 10 straight days where you post an album that changed your life.
Yeah, no one ever tagged me in that. So I was like, fine, I don't want to be your
I
friends
did-
anyways.
no one tagged me, but I did my own. But I didn't do 10 posts. I was like, that's so annoying. So I just did one post of, actually, it
albums.
looks like 16 albums. But
So I couldn't narrow it down.
if
Dude, 10 was so hard.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but
20 would have been easier.
to me, this makes perfect sense of why I ended up being the kind of musician I am.
Here we go.
So I'll just real quick. Andy Grammer's first record, Band of Horses. I think it was their first record. It's called Cease to Begin. Yeah, X and Y by Coldplay. The Fray by The Fray is called Sweeter by Gavin DeGraw. No Name Face by Lifehouse. Remember that one? Here's one that's really new to me anyway. Like I didn't listen to the main back when everyone else listened to the main originally, right? But they have a huge fan base still to this day. So Lovely Little Lonely. That album really changed my entire life trajectory. So good. Won't Be Soon Before Long by Maroon 5. Yourself or Someone Like You, Matchbox 20. Even If It Kills Me, Motion City soundtrack. Who I Am by Nick Jonas and the Administration. That is probably the most,
Come on, Nick.
yeah, one of the most underrated albums of all time. Because I
never
think it
listened
was
to it, to be
released on
honest.
Disney still, but so good.
Just ripping that guitar apart.
The Night
all right.
Game, obviously.
The Night Game by the Night Game.
Ocean Eyes by Owl City, which I mean,
By-
I'm sticking
By
to it.
Billie Eilish.
Yeah. The Way It Was by Parachute. Let's see.
Parachute.
This first script
Parachute
album,
is-
just the script.
Oh,
And then the soundtrack to the movie The Rocker.
Oh,
Yeah.
because of what's his name's songs on there.
Well, the guy that composed it all is
green hair
Chad
again.
Fisher.
Did you put this back on me?
So anyway,
yeah, suck it.
not
Yeah,
that
that-
I made you guys suffer through that, but
No, that was
literally,
great.
If you add up all of those albums, I feel like you definitely just get this type of stuff that I write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have we been talking about musical influences? That's kind of a weird. I mean, like
I don't care. This is great.
as a band, I don't know that we've
Yeah.
had a podcast like this,
No.
which
I
is
like where
weird
this is going.
because we're a band.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, we're a band?
we don't talk a lot
Yes.
about music.
Whoa!
Oh, we are a band. What I
Well, okay, Nick.
real
did
quick?
guitar- oh, go
I
ahead,
have
go ahead,
one.
go
I
ahead.
have one more sort of musical shout out. What?
I was gonna say, he did guitar influences. I want to hear your influences,
Oh, my influences
you
from
know, like
music stuff?
instrumentally,
Okay, hold
yeah.
on. Give me a second.
but we can circle back.
Guitars
found someone-
that you wanted to play. Like I went through a Slash
'cause
phase
I
when I
got-
first picked up guitar.
I could
but I
see
think
that.
everybody went through that. Everybody's like, "Oh, I want to learn how to play like that."
Yeah.
I found someone that I think is amazing today.
And then
boy.
and then later in life, because I always loved their music, but it was after they had already kind of done their thing, and they were like, people were like, come back, come back. Frank Iero is a genius of a guitar player.
I've heard that a lot.
He is an absolute genius.
I want to share this guy.
Okay.
This popped up on actually our Instagram's Explore page, but then I went on mine because I wanted to rave about it. The guy's name is Wild Jimbo on Instagram. Just
Wild Jimbo.
Wild Jimbo. He is a banjo player, among other things.
Okay.
And he did a duet with someone on TikTok. There's a lady, but it's not that I don't want to promote her, but that wasn't the whole point. She did kind of like one of those things that bands do now, where they'll sing like the chorus, and they'll be like, "All right, you make up something for this next verse." And this dude destroys it on the banjo, like just wipes the floor with all other people with this banjo solo that he does. It's so good. Not because it's like it's not that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's like just so.
How'd that go?
Guys, we need a banjo in a song.
Beautiful.
That's how that
I'll
used
play
to
this
go.
after we're off mic because I don't want to.
If we ever
I don't
want
wanna
to play
get
in
sued.
Texas,
not-
we
we
have
don't
to
have
have a
rights to
fiddle
it.
in the band.
That's fine. I'm down.
But yeah,
We'll get a
we'll have to
fiddler.
show you guys this. But yeah,
Yeah,
everyone
I
go
wanna
check
see the
out
banjo solo.
Wild Jimbo.
Wild Jimbo.
Even
I
though
like that.
he's
name.
definitely more
I hope he
famous
has
than us
merch.
right now.
I want a Wild Jimbo T-shirt or a bandana.
You talking guitarists that I wanted to play like, or
I mean,
singers that I wanted to sing?
you know
like?
what?
Because Zach's such a
Wherever it takes you.
multi-instrumentalist.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do the trifecta here, right? Well, actually, we do the whole thing. The whole thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bass, I never, because I play bass okay, right? You guys know this, but just to explain, like I play everything like sort of okay. I'll never be the best of any of the instruments that I play, and I'm not the best vocalist out there, but I'm proud to just be like a multi.
Proud to be Zach,
Yeah.
baby. What's up?
So bass was kind of where I started.
I actually
I
didn't
started
know
on
that.
keyboard, and
Okay.
obviously Isaac Slade from the Fray was like, I just wanted to play
As far
like
as
him.
playing with a band,
Yeah.
like learning to play in like a group setting kind of thing. First thing he had to pick up was bass.
Okay, I did
So
not know that.
Isaac Slade and Gavin DeGraw were my two main influences for keyboard. Plus,
see that.
here's another one which I kind of forget about sometimes, but I can't forget this. I went and saw Need to Breathe
So good.
1 year with our friend Josh Brown, and thanks again, Josh, for taking me. But Ben Rector was opening, and I didn't know who Ben Rector was,
love
right?
Ben Rector.
And so
That was such a good tour, by the way.
I heard the songs. I'm like, this guy is fantastic. But he's playing this big, I'm sure it was a Nord, something inset into like a piano body. And his chord structures were so beefy, but also not super intricate. And I was like, this is how I want to. And we were in Ocean City at the time, and we hadn't recorded our second, we hadn't even recorded our first yet. We were on our first EP or on our first full length, right? So our second record, maybe. We hadn't recorded that. And that sort of mandated almost like how I wanted to play on the next one. So Ben Rector, big influence there, just out of one live show that I saw.
I love Ben.
So that was it. That's keyboard. Bass I figured out sort of on my own. Acoustic, that was always just about not sounding like I suck at acoustic. Like there was never anyone like, oh, I'm going to play like them. I was just like, can I just please not sound like I'm terrible?
The first time I ever wanted to mimic an acoustic tone or play like it was Never Shout Never's Coffee and Cigarettes song. That did that little like single release. He plays this little parlor Martin, and the tone that he had coming out, because he would like claw hammer, but he'd strike with his fingernails
Oh, yeah?
for the like the down strums, and it just it's perfect.
Guitar-wise, yeah, I don't know. Just, I guess if you want to go there, like, I guess it was more of a sense of like just trying to hold my own, because I've always been in a band with Nick, right?
Right.
And so I'm never gonna be your style of guitar playing, which has ever evolving as it should be. But I'm not gonna be that level, and I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So it's always just been about like, what can I do to even backtrack? I almost want to play guitar the same way I want to play keyboard. Is like just kind of lay down stuff that encompasses a certain, not overly structural, but here's the chords, and what else can I add in between to kind of not ever make it about that. So I don't know. Maybe that's it. But tone wise, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Respect.
Drums, I'm really bad at drums, and so please don't judge me.
Oh,
by
I
my,
love this. I wasn't even expecting you to go there.
Yeah,
but let's hear
don't
it.
judge me by who I have emulated, because he's a great drummer. But the only drummer I ever actually listened to how they played drums was a drummer from Ocean City, Connor Brown, who is a great drummer. And so for a long time, I played a lot like Connor. And Connor is a master of the drum fill. You know, he used a really healthy dose of fills in every song, and so I was always trying to do that too. But I don't have the chops to really back that up. And so it's taken a long time to kind of, I still catch myself doing that was something Connor would have for sure done. But my identity is way more simplistic, and so it's really just basic drums for me. But
It's like a Meg White kind of thing.
yeah, I always tried to play like Connor though. So that
Yeah,
was
see,
interesting.
I don't. If I were to try to learn to play drums, or if I were to try to play drums right now, I would just be trying to be. I'm trying to get to Meg White level.
Hey
This-
man,
at
you
this
gotta, you know.
I mean, she would lay
Start
it down
somewhere.
like the White Stripes. They've got some
Dude,
killer songs.
Her energy too is just
Yeah, but like
smacking them
I
drums.
can't even do a Meg White beat. Like, let's be real.
We'll get there.
Only Meg White can.
We'll put that on some
I
B-roll.
can rip your face off with a bass guitar or an electric guitar, and
Sure,
that's
I've
about
seen
it.
No, that's great.
It's no surprise. You once I say this, it'll ruin it for everybody, and you'll never be able to unhear it. Right? Vocally, the only I spent 10 years. I don't know, a long time. It could have been 10. Well, yeah, I started singing really as soon as I heard the fray. Right? I just kept trying to sound like Isaac Slade, and he's the only one that sounds like himself. And so ever since then, it's been trying to find my actual own singing identity after having developed all these habits and even tips and tricks type things, you know, that Isaac did in all the Frey songs. And so it literally is just like, that's, you know, they say that's how musicians work, they say, right? You spend 10 years kind of emulating your favorites, and then after that, you actually create your own identity. And so that was it.
True.
Just trying to sing like Isaac Slade, and then realizing that wasn't me, and I still do that sometimes.
Respect.
That's it.
I dig it.
All right, Paul.
I dig it. Well, obviously, everybody already knows Aaron Gillespie.
Yeah.
Like
Just across the board.
Pretty much. I mean, more so on like drums and singing. Like, I mean, he's a great guitar player. I don't know if I like have tried to like take his style on that or anything, but I mean, his drumming is just, it's so creative and so like authentic.
Yeah.
And like when you listen to interviews with him talk about drums, sometimes he's just like, I just like kind of just play stuff, you know, like he's so focused on what's going to make the song, you know, and like what feels right. And I think that's really great. 'Cause you got like guys like that get super technical, and that's cool. 'Cause it's like you've dedicated the time to really understand like drums as an instrument and the science and like music theory, and like all that's really cool. But I think I find myself being more impressed by the guys who like know some of that, but you just, every time you hear him play or you watch him, it's just, you can just tell they're in it, man. You know, so Aaron Gillespie's just been huge for that. And I mean, as a songwriter too, because he uses like some weird guitar chords. And I mean, since I started playing drums and then like 15 years in was like, I think I'm going to try and play guitar. I do like some weird chords too, because that's what happens when drummers try to play guitar. But so obviously him on drums.
Listen,
Joe
you
Mustin's
can't-
been big
you
on
can't
drums
play
too.
a chord wrong and just call it a weird chord, man. Like,
I suppose it's true. I suppose.
get those drummer chops over there.
Yeah, we like to play drums while we're playing guitar. But I mean, Joe Mustin, because he was the first drummer who like screamed and played drums, and I just thought that was super BA. And he's a great drummer too. Like Blake Richardson, even though I'll never. It's funny. These are the three I said I'd want to hang out with on that one podcast. But it's true. Like their playing has been so influential to me, and I'm like, man, these guys just top notch, top notch. As like a vocalist, singing Aaron Gillespie, screaming, I really respect Joe Mustin. I don't think I've kind of tried to be like how he does it, but Dallas Taylor from the like original Under Oath, Alien and Sons of Disaster, first stuff I learned how to scream to. That guy just, ooh, man, he freaking had it. And newer stuff, well, I guess not newer, because Corey from Norma Jean is always, I've really loved his vocal style too. And then the dude from Architects, I can't remember his name, but so in like the metal screaming genre, that kind of stuff. guitar wise, it's so funny because like Robert Smith is like probably
I love
my
Robert Smith.
My number one
I was
influence
actually
is the
gonna
guitar
like
player.
add that like when you got to guitar.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's, I lean heavily towards like a lot of the
that tone.
darker side of 80s music. So like
Yeah.
Joy Division, even though they were like turn of 80s, like late 70s into 80s, but like Joy
Yeah, yeah.
Division, Echo and the Bunnymen, The Cure, goth guitar,
Yeah.
dark wave guitar where it's real jangly, it's covered in chorus, it's got a lot of drowned out sounds.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the first time I heard The Cure, I'm like, these guitar lines are just so... Because he's not like a
wild.
shredder.
No,
but
but they're
everything
so
he plays
pretty.
is so good. It's pretty. It, like, fits musically, but it still has this, like, unique edge to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, I want to be like this guy. And then I don't know their names because even though they're one of my favorite bands, I've never looked up their names. But the guys in Hippocampus is just, like, top
I used to know their
tier
names because when I was
indie
doing
sounds,
the
man.
stuff with Moniker guitars, it was right when Hippocampus was starting.
Yeah.
and they were on Moniker's artist roster
I didn't
as well.
know that. Yeah, just great tones, man, and just really cool lead lines. And obviously, they do a lot of the big, like, reverby, kind of stuff and all the swells. And it's just like, it sounds so good. And I love it. And then, like, metal wise, I don't know. I mean, there's so many metal guitar players I like, and I'm really not that great at like the shredding and whatever. I just like big, heavy, nasty chugs. I think that's why I got really into Gent, like Era and
You're
some
a
of
gentleman.
those guys. I like those big, nasty, and like I love how like the octave down pedal is becoming like staple in metal now. Like it's almost annoying, but I just love it because it's so obnoxiously heavy. Like when you're in drop B, and then you're like, now we're in double drop B. Ha ha ha. That's oh man, oof! It's just so freaking thick and in your face, man. Just makes you want to go ooh. It's great.
Yeah, I never get that urge, but
I know you will. You will.
I'll say we played with an indie band. I don't even want to say what city it was in, but it was back in the Ocean City days, and we played with a band. And I think it was like a 2 or 3 piece because they didn't have a bass player, and I think that's why he did it. But their frontman, lead singer, whatever you want to call him, played the whole set with like an octave drop on his guitar. Do you remember that?
Was he like trying to sound like a bass? Pretty much.
I don't know.
What city did we play in?
I don't want to even say what city because I don't want to like. They weren't bad, but it was obnoxious the whole time. I was just like, this is. Also, I don't play.
You had a tracker
Maybe
to follow, like
it was either playing the bass note. It sounded to me, but again, I wear acoustic filters when other bands are on stage.
Oh,
I think
that
it was
was-
doubling everything an octave down.
yeah.
Interesting.
But even through the filters, I was like, I don't know about this. And they played a good set.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
solid music, but I was just like, I can't do this with.
Well, there was that one show that we went and saw. It was a drum set, like a jazz kit,
Okay.
like a 3 or 4 piece kit, like nothing,
Yeah.
like literally like hi hat, ride, snare, kick, and that's it.
Dang.
It was that he played the front man played a baritone ukulele, and then there was a bass player.
Yeah, that's not the show I was thinking of, but
But
That
that
one
was,
was
such a
interesting.
weird lineup. But also like one of those things. Like they covered Blister in the Sun
Yep.
by the Violent Femmes,
Yep.
and
As
that
you
was
should with that.
wild.
Yeah, with that lineup, I would. Yeah.
speaking
That's
of
great.
bands that we're playing alongside with, we have a show.
We have a show.
The show,
Not just a show.
yeah,
the
yeah.
show we've been talking about since
The show we've been
our
talking about since our
inception.
first podcast, really.
Correct.
We are playing West Side Bowl.
West Side Bowl.
in Youngstown,
That
Ohio.
waveform.
Youngstown, Ohio.
Jeez,
I'm just really excited
so loud.
about Youngstown.
Mine
And,
doesn't even like not.
Pierogi pizza.
I hope they have pierogi pizza still.
Oh,
Surely
I
they do.
swear if they
Pierogi
don't,
pizza.
I'm not playing. Just kidding. I'm gonna
So
be
we're
there.
making the long drive to Youngstown.
I just want one of those. I
Everybody's
want
making the
either a sticker or one of those shirts. It's bowling pins that look like the Black Flag logo.
yeah.
Oh, I haven't looked at their merch, but that's dope.
And so we are playing the 25th of February.
February.
And
February?
that show is at 8.
February.
February.
And if you are in Ohio or would be willing to travel to Ohio,
The heck was that?
what
I just decided to cut off the rest of the word.
was it?
I can't.
Oh, you can't even
February.
So we're playing with a
gross.
I'm in the South. I'm just trying to fit
Shut up.
very talented artist. Chase is her name.
Cheese.
And we had Matt Jackson, who's also very talented, and he can't make the show after all. So we were looking for another band. And
So
that will
if you're
be
in the
announced
Youngstown
soon.
area-
We're in contact with a few.
If
So.
for any, if
Yeah,
like
if you're
randomly,
listening
if
to
you
the
listen to our
podcast,
podcast
could
and you're in Youngstown and you want to play,
Or you want to drive to Youngstown? Or do they have to be local? I don't know.
It doesn't matter to me at this point.
they got to be a little bit.
I'd
local.
like for them to be local, but I mean, let's just roll.
Yeah.
Youngstown or the Lower Pennsylvania area.
Yeah.
The lower Pennsylvania
Lower
area.
PA, baby. Represent.
We are so close to Pennsylvania when we're there.
It's
Well,
true.
you are, but what's funny is I've through this trying to book a band kind of last minute, I have been in contact with 6 local bands, and the way they talk about it is they would rather have someone from like Cleveland or somewhere and not someone from Pennsylvania. It's almost like that state line is like legitimately the line. Like we don't get PA bands in here, you know.
It's like we
Interesting.
don't associate with those PAs.
I mean, they haven't said that.
Man.
I don't want to,
They've said it.
defamate them in any way,
Well.
but
Defamate.
defamate.
Also, if anyone from, hometown wants to just get in the car with me and come to the show that weekend, got a couple
Yeah.
seats. It's cool.
Paul's gonna have to. That'd be sad.
What?
I think. I mean, unless we all want to drive separately, I think we'll be able to do us 3
know.
Kentuckians
It's
in
okay.
one bus.
It's
No,
okay.
not in one bus.
No, because I'm staying the night.
Me too.
Yeah, so am I.
Where?
I don't know. I thought anyway. We'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about
Yeah.
that later.
Yeah, off
maybe
camera.
maybe let's not talk about exactly where we're staying.
Ew.
Yeah, and the the one on 35th, and then
Yeah.
But anyway, it's going to be a great show.
the Motel 6. It's right there.
Shut up.
I was just going to stay.
Got my
in
room
alley.
number
Right,
already.
now you already told them where I'm staying.
What's the Hedberg bit? Can't tell you where I'm staying, but there are 2 trees involved. Oh gosh.
I love Mitch Hedberg. R.I.P.
So that show is gonna be good. It's gonna
Yeah,
be, I mean, I
great. It's gonna be a great
guarantee
time.
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, maybe
but
we'll even go bowling. I don't know.
I love that we played
I'm bowling.
Flywheel, and we. I don't know if I have to issue. I don't have to. I almost want to issue a public apology because we contacted like 1,000 venues trying to book a show for today.
Oh, yeah.
Not today in the time continuum where this podcast will be released, but literally today when we're recording the podcast,
Correct.
which is why we're in town together.
Correct.
But when we realized that this day was going to be available for us, it was like 20 days before the.
Yeah.
So
I take
we
full
actually-
responsibility because even though I knew I was going to Nashville this weekend with my friend Matt, shout out Matt Klein, what's up? Great bro weekend. For some reason, when I took the time off, I was like, I'll take Monday and Tuesday. And like Monday, I was like, well, I'll probably drive back home because we didn't get back from Nashville to here, Kentucky, till yesterday. So I was like, I'll probably be tired, whatever, stay on it. But I have no idea why I took Tuesday off. I remember there was a specific reason when I put in the time. And then a week later, when I checked to make sure I got it off, I was like, why did I take Tuesday off?
You know what we should do?
Still can't remember why. I don't. Did we talk about booking a show at one point or no?
I don't.
Not until you had said you already had the days
See,
off.
it's all my fault. But you know what?
But we
never
actually
podcast.
we had a response from a venue here here in Louisville. I love this venue. It's Magbar.
They're amazing.
They are such a great they're a lot of Louisville venues have like this weird sort of gatekeeping going on where they're like, you have to be Louisville and you have to be famous already. And like there are no famous Louisville bands except what, like My Morning Jacket, right?
My
Knocked
Morning
Loose.
Jacket, Knocked Loose.
Okay, so
Jack
there's a few.
Harlow.
There's a few, but they're not like booking. They're not booking a random Louisville venue on a Friday night that often, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like, you have to be pretty famous and you have to be from Louisville, and we're like sort of from Louisville, and we're not famous. But Magbar isn't. You know, they're like, you got good music, you got a night, let's do it, let's make it happen, and that's what I love about Magbar. But bless them, they were like, hey, we can't really make something happen the month of. And I was like, I understand. But there's no way to convey over an email like, hey, we're just kind of checking to see if maybe the night's available. We know it's last minute. Because you just seem like a band that has no clue what they're doing. When you're like, hey, in like 15 days, could we maybe play a show there?
Yeah.
So that was a lot of fun. But, we booked a podcast. So
Yeah, podcasting in the same room.
I need more coffee.
guys, I keep this is
How
definitely
long
TMI.
has this been? I love how we've literally.
It's only been 46 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah,
at all.
we got.
I feel
at
like we've
least
been
another
talking
hour.
forever.
I feel like
I love it though.
you guys
Just
ever.
kidding.
No, this is maybe too much. No,
Oh,
we'll talk about it.
do
There's
it.
nothing
Oh,
dropped on
no.
you. I literally feel like I'm growing like a 4-inch nose hair out of my nose right now.
Yeah.
And so I keep kind of like doing the brush thing where I'm like, what's happening? And like,
I get
so
it, bro.
anyway, just explaining that to people. But
Wait
I have
till you get
2
over
nose
30.
piercings, so like,
you were forgetting, you're like, oh my gosh.
I can see my eyebrow piercing sometimes, and I can see my nostril.
Do any of your piercings ever get caught on anything?
My eyebrow piercing gets caught on the towel sometimes when I'm showering or when I'm drying off from the shower. And then I wear hoops and everything, so like, no.
Okay, respect.
Um,
No one
But,
ever
like,
comes
when-
up with the clip and it's just like, ha, gotcha.
Nope, I would break teeth for that.
Respect.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I wasn't gonna do
Why
it.
would you? No,
I was just, I saw it on a movie once. I just wanted to know
Yeah,
how you
yeah,
felt
yeah.
about it.
No, I'll throw down on someone for that one.
I kind of want to pay someone to do it just so I can see Nick.
No, I
go
wouldn't
down.
do that. I wouldn't even pay for it.
I don't want Nick to get hurt. I just want to
trying to-
see Nick.
But no, like
Elbow
this
drop.
one will like snag on like the towel or something, but it's never like super. It's never like painful because like it's healed and stuff. So like it literally is just like if you pull on your eyebrow, that's what
Yeah,
it feels
I
like.
don't want to do that.
What about the
I
towel?
can't even get a finger under
Does
my
the towel
eyebrow.
survive, or do you?
I don't.
keep
The towel doesn't complain, so I guess the towel feels all right.
Just checking.
Is that my
I'll
eyebrow
ask when I
muscle?
get home.
You should.
I feel the eyebrows.
Nick
never
has
mind.
a talking towel.
We'll get over that some other time. I'll ask about it later.
What?
Just intrigued by the construct of my eyebrows.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
well, they do that when they pierce it. They feel to make sure that they're getting like there's like a little ridge that has to be pierced under or whatever.
Yeah, that's whew.
Getting the septum done, they like grab up in your nose. There's a little soft spot that's like the perfect spot for a septum piercing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, you never know. You never know when you're going to be like, yeah, I think I want that pierced, but I'm
Yeah.
not into it right now for
I got-
myself.
I hope you get there.
I have
That would be so crazy, wouldn't it?
It'd be great.
stretched lobe, double lobe on this side, conch piercing, eyebrow, septum, nostril, and lip
I could see Zach low key with the little
with a
little
nose ring.
little
Yeah, I
nose.
could
Do
see
you
Zach with a
remember-
nose ring.
Yeah,
There was a time in like 2016 or so
good year.
when, and this is not, I'm not making it a guy girl thing, but there were a lot of girls
Septums.
who just had their septum, but that was like the only thing that seemed quote unquote out of place. You know, like, because the trends then, it wasn't like part of an ensemble look. It was really just like they're just wearing kind of what the
just had a
standard
septum.
for that day was, and then they just had this septum pierced.
Well, so
Yeah.
a septum
It's
piercing
really popular.
disappears when you don't want it anymore.
Oh, that makes sense.
Can't see the scar
Bye-bye.
for one thing. Like you can't see the scar at all. And even if you still have it, you can flip it up in there. Like if I'm wearing a bell and not a hoop, I can hide it. It goes away.
What if I was like, that's what I was talking about, and I just flipped mine down? You're like, what the heck? Just right now, that's not gonna
I
happen.
hope
don't
if
have
that. I hope
Your
that's
your
how it
brother
happens,
is a
if it ever
tattoo
happens.
artist, and I can't even get you to let me give you a tattoo. So
But
Not yet.
if it happens,
It will.
and I almost hope
Zach's
it happens.
like, if it happens,
It
I'm
will.
going to another shop.
I
can't even think. Anyway, no, I'm not even going there. I would go to your shop and I would get a turkey riding a one wheel. Or was it
I
chicken?
will
It was a
contribute
turkey.
to the cost of that. If there,
I don't know
if
who
it's
the
a
original
turkey riding a one wheel, there is no cost. I will do it
I
for
don't-
free.
I'll buy him a Red Bull.
One Wheel shared it on their story, right? Still desperately, I want
I'm
a
on
one wheel so
Monsters
bad.
now.
Okay.
I said I'm on the monster.
get him a
now.
Monster.
The emo kid inside me was like, "Ooh, look at that!"
And
Respect.
I saw it on One Wheel's account. I don't remember
I could ever
who
find
made the
those
original
lemon
artwork
amps.
for it, but it's just it's not even a low quality tattoo, but it's like just doodle drawing style almost. Just like not a lot of detail, simple colors. It's perfect.
We
Yeah.
could do it.
Turkey on a one wheel.
You can do it.
We could do it.
I have to get it like, people are like, yeah, I got a one that only I know about on like my butt cheek or like way up here on my arm, so it like hardly ever shows. I don't know. I would want it like
Loud
right
and proud,
here.
baby. Respect.
Bottom of your foot.
Respect.
Here's a turkey on a one wheel. Oh man, an ankle tattoo of a.
Dude,
Bro.
I have Doodle Bob.
I want to see who
does
the.
have
I want
Doodle
to see
Bob.
where they got the one wheel turkey. I'm sure it's on their account still.
Yeah, my ankle tattoos. I have Doodle Bob. I have Brass Knuckles, which is actually a Frank Iero tattoo.
Nice.
Another
It's
story.
from the where he says your violence feels
Maybe
like
it's on
kisses
Walleye.
to me. So I have a pair of brass knuckles with a banner that says XOXO,
That's dope.
and then
Respect.
I have hot cross buns.
Yes, you do. That's right. Your straight edge gang tattoo.
HXB hot cross buns.
So great. I love it. It's a good X though.
It is.
I don't know. Oh, I sent it to you guys, didn't I? Okay, maybe that'll be there.
I have noodle.
You know what? I had a dream last night that I got a throat tat.
You had that dream?
Yeah,
I
had
mean,
a
my
dream
shop's
that
like 15 minutes
I
that
don't.
way.
I don't even know what it was. I just like the dream
I
was
see-
literally
I see
me
what I-
showing it off.
My throat
no
tat
clue what it
is
was.
going to be a vampire bat.
okay.
Big
all right.
wing spread bat. Its wings are going to go onto my traps
That's pretty dope, bro. That'll be
because I have the big owl.
It's
I'm
a
gonna have the
sweet
bat
owl.
right above it.
I don't want to hurt my throat.
Throat.
They got it on the out. Actually, let me make sure. Yes, I believe this is a gentleman. Doesn't matter really, but they got it like right here, right on the outside of their knee.
Damn.
Ow.
That
That would be a not good spot, Zach.
Looks like they've got some other interesting.
I have Haunter.
I even like it has some like lightning bolts coming out. Check this out.
Okay.
It's just
It's
like
pretty
a turkey.
dope, bro.
Right on one wheel.
I vote yes.
I will do that right
And it's
now.
got,
vote yes.
it's got like speed marks where it's like moving, but it's also got like lightning bolts just shooting out.
I vote yes.
Yeah.
No, that's not good. I'm still on the no tattoo train for right now.
All right, bro. That's fine.
Whatever.
But
We can tat a no tattoo train.
if I
on
ever
you.
decided to not to like go for a tattoo, I think it would be for like an important reason, and therefore I don't know that the turkey on the one wheel would be the first.
Supporting
we
your
can
brother
find a
and his-
reason. Yeah.
Oh, you could find a reason.
Huh?
What?
You're supporting your brother's
Supporting your
livelihood.
older brother.
Could you tattoo one of those for me on an orange or a peach or whatever?
Yes,
it is
but it
you
will
guys
not
eat?
last. You actually, if you wanted to, you can go on to poundofflesh.com and order me a piece of fake skin.
Oh, that
and
sounds
I will
gross.
I will tattoo that on there for you.
Just to, then I'll hold it up to my leg and be like, yeah, I like that.
You'll just,
no,
like,
for real.
tape
You
it
can
onto your
order
skin.
like they're basically like award plaques.
Okay.
So like some of them are shaped like shields, or shaped like squares, circles, hearts, whatever. But it's fake skin, so you can tattoo it and hang it up on the wall.
Wow.
But it's called
Interesting.
Pound of Flesh because like their big thing is like you can order like body parts. You could order arms. You could order a throat. You could order a foot. Like stuff that would give you the real feel of tattooing. But
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
because
is-
Okay.
here's the thing. Like not a lot of people think about. You're drawing a straight line on a not straight surface.
Yep.
True.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
I do it every day.
Day.
Every day.
I
Or
do this
day,
every podcast. Some point in the month before, I have a plan. I'm like, oh, we have to talk about that on the podcast. I'm blanking on everything.
What's your favorite scary movie?
That's a tough question, actually. There's a lot.
Christine.
Your favorite scary movie?
Christine. Do you guys know Christine?
Of them. Nope.
Nope.
The Stephen King story
I don't
about
know.
the.
I mean, I don't know.
Bro, he's got like 50,000 movies.
Yeah.
Bruh, it's called Christ. It's the only one called Christine.
I'm still saying.
It's
he's
about-
got like 50,000 movies. I literally bought a Stephen King movie pack, and there's 20 some movies on it.
It's about the car that's possessed and causes the owner to go insane, and it's got a mind of its own. It's
oh, that one.
that one.
I heard
Yeah.
about it. Never seen
I
it.
love that movie. I'm actually getting a Christine tattoo pretty soon. Connor's gonna do it for me.
All right, bro. All right.
My favorite scary movie.
Well, here's the thing: Christine,
Ooh.
Scream
I
One,
know
or
exactly which
the
one it
whole
is.
Child's Play series. But like my favorite scary movie because of the like psychology behind it, Christine.
Yeah.
My favorite scary movie is called P2. Have you guys seen this?
P2.
It's a Christmas movie,
Oh no.
and it is about a woman who gets trapped in a parking structure on Christmas.
What?
And there's a psycho in there, and she's trying to hide from this guy, and he's trying to find her.
That's cool.
It starts out, and you're like, this is gonna suck, and then you watch it, you're like, that was amazing.
Okay, I need to watch this. now.
Taylor showed this to me,
But see,
and I was
okay.
like, this is
So when I had to
this
go
is
in
awesome.
quarantine, literally all I did was watch like cheesy horror movies
Yeah.
and play my Switch. Because like I was asymptomatic, so I wasn't feeling bad. So I'm literally just sitting there snacking, playing video games, and watching movies. Like I kept the movies like marathoning all the time. So I've watched so many. So like there's one called Ghoulies that is just stupid. Just ridiculously stupid. The plot doesn't make any sense. There's two characters that show up just randomly.
It's like these people are here for a minute.
Yeah. Ghoulies is ridiculous. And they apparently it had a big enough following. They made Ghoulies, Ghoulies 2, and Ghoulies 3. Ghoulies Go to College.
Wow. Yes. I love it.
Think like knockoff gremlins that can't talk
Gremlins.
Wow.
or can't communicate. They're just they're just like
What was the show? Oh, I think it was I think it was Community, where they have the they're like Swedish gremlins or something.
what?
I have to look this up.
Yes, you do.
Paul, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, dude, I don't know. There's so many. There's so many. I mean, I really like Rose Red. I'll be honest. I really.
a good one.
I watched it on
very good
TV,
one.
and then I rented it on VHS, and then I just bought the DVD, which is 2 DVDs, and I love it.
What about classic horror movies? Like
Classic?
let's talk like 90s and back. Ooh. So like 80s horror flicks like Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, but then you've got like the old like Universal monsters like Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, Creature,
Night of the Living Dead.
Night of the Living Dead,
That's a good one.
that kind of stuff. So like personally, like old horror movies, like monster movies, like the ones that people went to see in drive-ins and stuff. I love Frankenstein.
Does Rosemary's Baby count as a horror movie, or is that more of a psychological thriller?
I would call it a scary. Well, like the question
It
was,
is kinda
what's your
scary.
favorite scary movie?
I feel that one's kind of scary.
So like,
I do like Rosemary's Baby. It was a very well done movie.
I think my favorite scary movie would probably have to be The Brave Little Toaster.
super scary, dude. Because I mean,
He's
the
got to be
bravery,
brave.
You know, that's
Or
bravery
Fern
is
Gully?
Scary.
When they're cutting down the forest.
Oh, Fern Gully. Oh man,
That's such a good
bringing
movie.
me back, bro.
Anyways, Zach,
Bringing me
what do you-
back.
So on Community, there is an episode where they, I think even multiple episodes, where they reference the Portuguese gremlins. And I can't,
This sounds racist.
what, Joelho Alto Prejuzio Moral, something like that. Anyway, it stands for knee-high hijinks. And it's supposed to be in 1984. Wait, is it real? No, there's no way. No, I don't think so. I think it's definitely fake. Here are the rules for these gremlins, not gremlins. 1, heat will make them evil. 2, salt will make them multiply. 3, they are attracted to love. 4, they hate Christmas. 5, holy water makes them good. 6, rainbows make them more evil than the first time.
It's real.
Is it really real?
It's a real movie.
And 7, only one
We have
thing
to
can
watch
stop them, me.
we have to watch this. We have to have a.
It
put
is.
on
I
the-
think it's real.
Put it on the band movie night list.
Oh my goodness! Look at this crap.
Okay, that looks awesome.
Oh.
That's a T-shirt right there.
Wait.
Oh,
Is it
but
real?
see, so here's the thing. Like, I love scary movies and stuff. Like, I love the whole like I love dramas and like comedies and
Yeah.
romantic comedies and stuff. I like movies in general.
Same.
But when it comes to like scary movies, especially when it involves some sort of monster or something, like someone has put vast amounts of thought into coming up with something that is so bizarre and so weird and not normal. You know what I mean? Like, there are people out there every day, like meeting in coffee shops and going through like a whole romantic like journey together and stuff. Like, there's movies about that, or like there's people trying to graduate from high school and it's funny and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Like, that's real life stuff. But like Child's Play, for instance, how often does a doll get possessed by the spirit of a serial killer?
Well, there were these things called Furbies.
But yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
I know what you're saying.
like, there's
I
a
know what
little
you're
more like it's like a weird side of science
I'm
fiction.
Chucky. Let's play.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
But like my absolute favorite genre of film is kaiju. Japanese horror, or not horror, Japanese monster movies like Godzilla, Mothra, Ghidorah, that stuff.
Okay.
Love that stuff. King Kong is that.
The
But
original
like
King Kong from
old kaiju.
Jack
whatever.
Black King.
So
Kong.
like, and I'll
Yeah,
tell
it
you
was
what,
okay.
like, really just jazzes me up about that stuff. It was literally a dude in a rubber suit with a miniature model of a city, and they're like, "Hey, go stomp around on that for a minute."
Correct. Yep. Yep.
That to me, I'm just like, how do you get that gig? Like, I want to do that.
I think how like for the time it looked so great. Like now I feel like we can kind of watch some of those old movies and like you can kind of tell, it's like it's obviously a set or this or that or the sizing whatever. But dude, I watched the like original King Kong, like the black and white one from like the 30s or whatever, a bunch as a kid, which is probably why I'm messed up. But we had it on VHS. And I remember the first time I watched it, I was like, this actually looks really real. And then I watched it when I was like 17, and I was like, this is so fake, but I still love this.
Yeah. Paul's a little messed up. Every time we're in a city and he sees a tall building, we have to stop him from climbing it.
It's true. Yeah, and then I just go, it's great.
I feel the same way about video games. Like, I was really big into video games my whole life, and we grew up with, the PlayStation was the first big one that I remember being like
Tony
jazzed
Hawk's
about that.
Underground 2.
I was
So
telling
good.
someone about
Looked
that.
so realistic and so cool, and then like, no, not anymore.
Yep.
And then American Wasteland.
American Wasteland was the big
Oh,
one. That's what I was
yeah.
talking
I
about.
loved
But
American Wasteland so
Yup.
much.
I loved Harry Potter too growing up, and so when the Harry Potter games came out, we would get the new one up until even like Order of the Phoenix came out, and I remember getting one of them and being like, "This looks so realistic," and looking back now, it's like, no, that
It's like that thing where
didn't
like
even come
the
close.
glasses aren't even like off their face; they're just
they're
like
just
drawn
painted
onto
onto
the
the-
contour.
that became a meme for a while, like a PlayStation 1 Hagrid, where his face is literally like a cone.
Yes,
Man. PlayStation 1, though, we had, I think, NHL 97, and I thought the graphics were so great. And then we never sold I think we still have our PlayStation. I think my brother has it.
man.
Anyway, we plugged it in a few years ago, and I was like, all these graphics are just awful. But for the time, man, revolutionary. Top
Kingdom
notch.
Hearts though.
That was pretty revolutionary as far as graphics go.
Yes.
I remember playing that one. and being like,
Anything,
"That's so
that
real
Square
looking."
Enix is involved with was just.
Dude, the graphics in Twisted Metal, so great. That ice cream truck, man, it looked real, bro.
The what's the
Shut
one?
up. Are you talking about that Juice WRLD album?
No.
I tried to find
It's
one
the
for the
same
computer,
I know.
and I couldn't find one that worked. And I don't have means to get the game any other way because, like, I don't think they even make it. But Mega Man Legends,
Oh,
that game was so
Mega
good.
Man Legends.
Mega Man.
I don't know if I already talked about that on the podcast, but Mega Man Legends was.
Oh, Nintendo.
was
The
Cap-
Switch is so
Capcom,
popular
right?
right now. Put Mega Man Battle Network and Mega Man Legends on there.
Yeah, Nintendo.
And I'm not talking about the skin for Battle Network for Mega Man and Smash Bros. I'm talking about like the games.
And
one
Duck
that-
Hunt.
I never liked. I mean, they have Mega Man, right? They have Mega Man. X
Mega Man X,
something, right?
Mega Man 11.
Those are so hard. I'm just not that good of a gamer.
They're
so
side
yeah.
scroller, like those are cool. But like they revamped. So think about this: you played Battle Network. It's the same format as the old Pokemon games.
Right.
You have this like 8-bit like move around city, and you're doing basically the same kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine just like Let's Go Pikachu, where it's the old game but a new format. Can you imagine Battle Network in that new format
I mean, that we killed hours and hours and hours
on Battle Network?
on Battle Network.
That would be such a good
Yeah.
game. And then Mega Man Legends.
You know they made a sequel to that?
Yeah.
That's nuts. Anyway, I don't want to talk about
Mega Man Legends
games
was
for forever,
crazy,
but-
dude. It was like early generation. Well, like not early generation as in like Mega Man where it's all the side scroller and stuff.
Yeah.
But like you were this bionic almost like they saved you. Like you were like you were going to die and they put you into Mega Man kind of thing. And you had to like help this town and like mine these ancient mechs out of the ground, and then you were finding pieces and like building parts for yourself, and it was so good.
Dang.
So good.
Good times.
Anyway,
Good times. Nostalgia.
Yeah, so like we play music and video games.
I'm working through Legend of Zelda right now.
I am playing. I've got a few on the Switch right now, so I play Animal Crossings just like all the time because it's like a constant build your world game. I'm playing Let's Go Pikachu. I'm playing the first Little Nightmares because I want to play the second one. And I'm playing Dragon Ball. Or I'm sorry, not Dragon Ball. That's the one that I'm going to play next. But I'm playing Jump Force. Have you played Jump Force? Jump Force, the premise of it, Frieza has attacked Earth,
Okay.
but Earth like we know it, not Earth like in Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
And all of the heavy-hitting anime fighters are now on this giant army. So, like, you can play as Luffy from One Piece, you can play as Goku, you can play as Piccolo, you can play as Ichigo from Bleach. Like, all the different anime characters are all in this fighting game.
What about Master Roshi?
Yes. You can play as him. You can play as Yugi.
Wow.
It's all stuff like that. It's wild.
Interesting.
I
Love
want
that
to play
game.
as Master Splinter.
Ooh.
That's not anime, but
We
I'll
It's
can
give
not
you-
anime?
We can make it anime.
I mean, it's American, I guess, so that's not.
That's not anime. Ninja
Just
Turtles is not
animation.
anime.
we could make it anime though.
I don't think you could.
Animatronics, like at Chuck E. Cheese. Big old Master Splinter.
If we're doing that, I want to play as Chucky.
respect, which Chucky?
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E. Cheese.
Chuck E.
Charles
Cheese.
Entertainment Cheese.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Good
I
old
want to try
Charles
to
Cheese, man.
I want to fight.
Cheese.
I want to fight Frieza as a pizza eating mouse.
I love it. Yes. Thanks, Charles.
Charles.
I saw this meme. Speaking of pizza, I saw this meme the other day, and I really want to try it, but I also don't want to mess with somebody while they're at work. But it was just so funny. Guy goes to deliver pizza, knocks on the door. Got hot food for you, blah, blah, blah. Pulls the pizza out. The guy says, thanks. Opens the box, takes the pizza, and walks away.
Sometimes those pizzas are hot.
Leaves the guy with just the box, but he's carrying the pizza away.
That's how we do it in Detroit, bro.
I felt kind of dumb. I ordered pizza one night and I
From where?
opted for Papa John's.
Respect.
It's good stuff.
Domino's.
I like Domino's. Taylor prefers Papa John's also.
Actually, honestly, to prefer, they just don't deliver. But my preference of like cheap pizza, not like good pizza. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, it's good, but not like
Just very affordable pizza.
yeah, affordable pizza is Little Caesars.
I
I love me hot and
Oh,
ready.
We should have hot and readies we can get 4 of them for like.
For nothing, we
Yeah.
should go hit up Little Caesars.
You want to get some crazy bread?
So
Some cheap bread?
I ordered some Papa
Oh.
John's, and I had never done this before. Typically, because I was fine earlier on. Like we don't order pizza that much. Typically, I'll go pick it up.
Okay.
So I had them do the contactless door delivery.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize this. When they do that, they put an empty box, or at least this delivery person did, an empty box underneath so that they don't rest your pizza boxes
On the
directly
ground.
on the ground.
Yep.
Brilliant. It's an obvious
You
explanation.
didn't even get an extra box.
But that was my thing. I saw that I had an extra box, and I was like, oh, I think I might. And as I'm saying that, like, really loud, I realized why there was an extra box, and I was like, okay, thanks.
I think. Okay, thank you.
This isn't my order.
I was literally about to be like just the most obnoxious. I didn't order 3 things. I only ordered
what
2
if
things.
Zach's
You know, like,
Zach's just standing at his door going, "What's in the box?"
what's in this one?
Classic movie. Okay, but what did you do with the empty box?
I just threw it out. I don't know
What?
what am I supposed to do with an empty pizza?
Wow.
You had a
Wow.
brand new empty clean pizza box.
You could have pranked so many people.
There was no pizza grease on that box whatsoever. Like, when in your life have you had the opportunity to
You
hold
could
one
have
of
put
those?
it on the wall.
You could have done so much. You could have called your artist brother and let me do
You want a
something with
pizza?
it.
We
I'll do
could
it
have
next
taken
time.
one of my old drum heads, all signed it, put it in the pizza box, sold it for millions in 10 years when we're super famous.
You could have pretended to be a pizza delivery man.
You could have cut the hole out in the back
I'm
and
literally-
walked up to someone, and when they opened it, bam, your face.
You could have
I've
taken
only
that
heard-
pizza box, drawn something inside of it, put a hole through it, made this paper arrow, put a brad in it, and then you got your own homemade spinner inside a pizza box.
Bam.
Game night.
You could
perfection.
have played pop punk frisbee and just thrown the dang thing.
I wanna
Nick
say-
and I would have caught it.
I've only heard one good idea from the 2 of you,
Don't leave me hanging, Paul.
and it wasn't either. It wasn't any one individual idea. They just all added up to a cumulatively.
You
one
could have
singular
saved
idea.
that pizza box.
That's a
Instead,
pretty-
you
that's-
threw it away.
Yeah.
You could have used it for pizza later on.
Listen, Zach, with great power comes great responsibility, and you just
You didn't showcase either.
soiled it.
Pepperoni.
It is so soiled. But anyway, what was the idea?
What was the idea?
You said our ideas built up to one.
All
good
of them.
one.
Oh, just all of them
Oh, okay.
collectively only added up to one good idea.
Oh, okay, all right. So all
was
of
like-
okay, all right.
Each idea was like 1/8 of a good idea.
We were
yeah,
getting
you were
there.
getting
How
there.
many did we list?
I don't remember. I only
lost
saw the movie once,
much
but
genius.
the 2014
Listeners,
or whatever it was.
Send us direct messages, send us Facebook comments, whatever ideas that Zach could have used that pizza box for.
And then between now and the
that's
next
brilliant.
podcast, we're going
That's-
to read through them and
we're-
we're going to pick the best one.
We're definitely going to post that as our promo. You guys telling me all the things I could have done with this
Correct.
pizza box.
We
Yeah.
did it.
We want to hear from you, listeners. Did you guys ever watch the newer, quote unquote,
Punk frisbee.
live action?
Done it. It's really not that easy, but I have done it in a church parking lot one time for like 20 minutes. It was so great.
What were you asking?
the newer
Nick's
live
just
action
fascinated by
Ninja Turtles.
Two guys throwing a pizza box in a parking
Yeah,
lot.
I'm getting distracted by that.
I hate my hometown.
What were you
You don't
saying,
understand,
Zach?
Mom and Dad. Sorry, I'm done.
Can't afford frisbee.
I got your picture. I'm coming with you.
This is for my khaki shorts. Good times.
I can't even.
Sorry, what now?
What were you saying?
2014.
Where's this
movie.
pizza box?
The new Ninja Turtles, right? The new
Pepperoni.
the one with who was that?
Jonathan Lipnicki.
No.
Oh, it wasn't that like
What-
only
who was
like a
on
Can
that?
you
year
imagine
ago?
Jonathan Lipnicki in a Ninja Turtles movie?
That
I
would
thought
be
that was
amazing.
like more recent.
It
What
was
does he do now?
pretty recent, but not.
I heard it was terrible.
I saw it before I had met my wife, so it couldn't have been like
Okay.
It's 2014.
trying to phrase it.
Dang, I
trying to
can't
frame
believe
it
it's
rather.
2014.
14 or 15.
Somewhere in there. But
That's
at that
wild.
time, I was also teaching a couple piano lessons to some younger kids.
Okay.
And I had one kid that made that joke like every lesson. I guess in that movie, I can't remember. That's what I'm saying. I only saw it once.
Mikey, was that
Yeah, he
you?
like farts or something. He
Pepperoni.
goes, "Was that you?" He's like, "Pepperoni." And that kid, he didn't fart in the lesson, but he would make the reference to that
Yeah.
every lesson. Cracked me up.
That's good. What
You're
a
not
good
allowed to
kid.
talk about farts on a podcast. They edit that part out.
Are you really?
No, you can talk about farts. That'd be nuts. There's probably a lot of stuff you can't talk about.
Yeah.
We should do a podcast.
Here we go.
Was it the animated TMNT?
No, it wasn't animated, but they did release an animated one. It
Yeah,
was,
the animated one was in 2007.
it was animated, but it was supposed to take place in the real world.
Chris Evans was in that one?
Yeah, bro.
No.
Anyway, so we do a podcast
Sorry.
featuring all of the things you can't talk about on a podcast.
And it's just like an hour and a half of silent.
But then we release it as an exclusive NFT bundle
Oh, and then we're rich.
because we can't release it. What are we? They're gonna take it down.
And then we can retire.
I am a professional artist. The NFT crap is super insulting.
That's how I feel about it.
I have a lot of thoughts, none of which I want to get into, but I agree with you.
We'll save it for the podcast.
Yeah, we'll talk about it on the podcast.
2014.
Yep. Oh, I was spot on.
wild.
I was just
Yeah.
taking a guess.
I can't believe it's that old already.
Yeah, we should watch it like today, right now. We have time.
We could throw that on the movie.
It's 4
list.
o'clock right now. Wait, we're supposed to watch. What was the
A
one we were
lot.
all? The
Country
Country Bears.
Bears, Master of
the Country
Disguise.
Bears.
Portuguese Gremlins.
Hold up, wait.
Wait,
no.
the
I have
best.
a list.
The best time I've had with. Well,
I
we've
have
had
to
a lot of
update
good
the list
times.
right now. Actually,
I think the best time together was definitely in the Michigan wilderness. But
I mean, no doubt. Fred,
one of the best.
don't knock
Don't
me
knock
off.
me over.
One of the best times I've had was at Thanksgiving with you guys, where you literally quoted the majority of. It wasn't Master Dusk. I was remembering wrong, so I guess it wasn't my favorite time. But quoting the majority of Tropic Thunder to me.
I love Tropic Thunder.
You literally-
That's on the list too.
You literally quoted like half the movie.
Bro, I love that movie, and I haven't watched it in like 3 years, and I still know like all.
But
of
we
it.
did quote quite a bit of Master of Disguise too. So
Okay, so here's the list. This is what I have written down anyway: Master of Disguise, Country Bears, Muppet Treasure Island, Tropic Thunder, the Swedish Gremlins, Ninja Turtles
I don't think
from
that's real.
2014.
I really don't think that's real.
And was there something else we had mentioned?
No,
Okay.
probably Kung Pao, but I
Oh
think
yes,
we could probably do without
Oh,
watching
Kung
Kung
Pao.
Pao.
I love Kung Pao. Yeah.
Chosen one.
Sporin.
Product placement, Taco Bell.
I really wish we
We
could
are
get.
both ventriloquists.
I wish we could. I wish we could get some advertisements on this podcast. Not because
We'd be
I
great.
want to like annoy people with endorsements and stuff, but I would love to do ad reads as a band.
Dude, for real.
I think they would be really good.
I will just say, like, I haven't listened to Bad Christian in a little bit, but they do really good ads.
Yeah.
And they rotate between like who does them, and I think it's really great.
You know what my favorite podcast ad reading is on Lead Singer Syndrome with Shane Told,
Oh yeah,
where he ad reads about Miller High Life.
I don't know if I've heard that.
It's
one.
hilarious.
I'm gonna have to check.
It's
that
super
out.
convincing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys know that I enjoy a beer, but I legit was like, I'm gonna try Miller High Life.
Because
so
Shane makes it sound.
Yeah, I bought a 6-pack of Miller High Life, and I was like, Shane, are you okay? I mean, it's okay, but like, I'm not gonna like if I'm buying beer for my collection. That's like a beer that I would get at a venue
Yeah, because
or like at a restaurant because it's what they have.
yeah, not like,
But, like-
ooh, this is the best.
Yeah, not at home when I'm like trying to kick back with something that tastes good at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like,
Well, there goes that sponsorship.
yeah, F off Miller.
Yeah. F off, Miller. Sorry, I had to.
Do you have to bleep that?
F off? I don't think so.
No, we'll be all right.
I don't think you have to bleep just the letter sound. I don't think you have to bleep out. I don't know.
Anyway,
I'm not the authority on that. We're pretty clean. We've only had to bleep out a few things.
yeah. Mother.
No.
Today?
He thought I was gonna do it.
I was like, what time? What's the timestamp? What's the timestamp?
Sorry.
We,
Anyway.
I don't know.
Yeah, feels good.
I think this podcast is getting to that point.
I think we
Getting
did
to that point.
good.
I think we did good.
I'm proud of us.
What's up next? We got our show.
We have a show.
And
Oh, can I brag about solo stuff? I have a new song coming out. Actually,
that's fine.
it's already out because if this comes out a week from today, it'll be
Yeah.
out. It's out.
Yeah,
It'll be out.
okay.
So it's out now. You can go listen to my new single everywhere.
What band is that by?
My Landing.
Okay.
New single called You Know. It's out everywhere.
Oh,
Go
yeah.
listen to it. You know.
Go check out You Know
Yeah.
by My Landing.
Check it out.
Go
Yeah,
check it
I
out.
remember hearing that one.
Super sick album
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Nick did the album cover. Is it bad that I forgot we already did that? Like, I was like, what's the album cover?
He's like
did we talk
announcing
about that
the single
yet?
thing. I'm like,
Now I
hope I gotta-
remember. Now I love it because
Okay.
you're doing that other one for me that we have to finish talking about.
Wow.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. Well, good to know I've not been on that group chat.
Well,
It's not a group chat. It's just me and
It's just a
Paul
regular
talking.
chat. There's only two people. There's just a regular
It's
chat.
normal, bro. You're not excluded.
Oh, nice. That looks great.
Yeah, it's very deep. He did a good job.
I
capturing
will
everything
say
wanted.
I love My Landing stuff. It feels like
don't
you,
have to say
Paul.
that.
I mean, I really do. It feels like you.
I don't have much.
It's good. There's never been a time where I'm like, oh, dude, I wish you would. Like there's never. And sometimes you have friends who are like, check out my track, and you're like,
yep.
oh man.
Yep.
But you did send us the link to Frozen Lake, which I thought was super cool. But I was like, I have to be upfront with you. I've never in my entire life been on a frozen lake. And the whole track starts out with something along the lines of like, picture this, you're on a frozen lake. And I'm like, all right.
Don't know what that's like.
I'll use my imagination.
See,
Paul's
that's the
talking
point.
about these northerners, though.
Everyone else is like, oh, yeah, a frozen lake. I've
Oh
been
yeah,
there
I was out
before.
there yesterday, slapping the puck around, and got a little cold. And,
Yeah, I don't think there's a lake in Kentucky that gets even cold enough to like walk
well,
on
see,
the
to
ice.
that point, because I'm sure there's lots of people that have watched that video. and, like, I can't relate, but it's
The
cool.
one and only
you
time
just
that
have to
I've
go find
walked
one.
on a frozen lake was in Chicago. I
Chicago.
stepped onto Lake
Duh,
Michigan
Bears.
and got in trouble.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's
Well, it's 'cause it's Chicago,
maritime law out there on Lake Michigan.
Shoot,
They got angry.
Who was
believe
there?
it.
Huh?
Like Coast Guard or something?
No, it was like park police or whatever.
Oh,
They're
okay.
on the like lakefront. Like you can literally like there's a picture of it on social media or whatever where I'm standing there like on the concrete. Like it's literally like a step down about 1.5 feet, maybe 2 feet high. But like you step down onto the ice, and I did that, and like the guys patrolling were like, "Hey!"
Oh man.
Yeah, lame. That's why you don't go to Chicago. But anyway,
And I was like, the ice held me. Whoops.
Yeah, it was there. I mean, I guess they were concerned for your safety because what are you gonna do out
Just
there?
threw on a real thick Southern accent.
They were like-
they were like, makes sense.
Hey, we don't want to have to rescue you.
well,
So
out
can
of
you?
towners, eh?
What if everyone in
Oh,
Chicago?
I'm
sounded
sorry about that,
That would
bud.
be
I
a
was just
much-
seeing what it was like. We don't got ice like that down there.
That'd be a much less intimidating city.
I love it.
Anyway, so yeah, check out My Landing. Always And I think it's about time
Paul's
we released
Landing.
something else. Yeah, Paul's Landing.
I should really make an album called that. Paul's Landing by My Landing. People are like, wait, isn't that?
Your Landing.
Go
Your
check out
Landing by
Michigan
my
Landing.
No, dude, I'll make an album and
We
all
Landing.
the track titles will be stuff like that.
Landing.
We Landing.
We landed.
I thought it was Me Landing the first time I saw it. I really did.
I know. I just decided to break the rules of English because it's overrated, and I don't need constructs like that in my life.
Can I say the first time? So, Ocean City released
Ocean City.
technically a single, right? Because it was 3 songs, which the cap for an EP is 4. You have to do 4 songs for it to be an EP.
Thought it was
But
interesting.
we always considered it an EP. We called it a sampler, really, but it was called Red Dress, and it was just recorded like half in Nick's house and half in a dorm room. Like it was
Wait,
pretty
how
decent.
many songs were on it? Just one?
3.
3.
Three, okay. So
And
what did you call it?
Red Dress.
Red Dress.
Just that? Just no.
Yeah, it was just
no
Red Dress
album?
single,
Okay.
but it
You
was
know
3 songs.
the red heart with a line through it? Yeah, the Red Dress EP was literally that same red circle, but with a girl.
It's a
Like
good
a
logo.
dress
And that was a
symbol.
good song, too,
Yeah.
by the way.
Thank you. But I played it for my friend Minjay and this older guy. I don't even want to get into this. We would like go to dinner with this random older dude in Oklahoma.
And like pick his brain.
He kind of was like he was like Minjay's mentor or something. And so this guy named Mr. Watson. Shout out to Mr. Watson if you're
Mr.
listening.
Watson!
It sounds creepy if you say it wrong, but like he was just a cool dude. We just go hang out with him, and so Minjay had already been like playing tennis with him and stuff, and he was like, "Hey, can my friend Zach come?" So I had just come out with the EP, or I had just finished maybe even the mixing. It wasn't out yet, and played it for this guy Watson, and he was like, he liked it, but then there was I forget what song. I think maybe "Greetings from Tokyo," but he was like, "Yeah, I feel like you should have changed up the rhythm there," and I was like. I was still kind of, I was like, that's not how it goes, though. You know, like, he was like, you know, there's rules, break the rules. But excuse me. I always think about that. I would not have changed that song because I liked it the way it was, but I always think
And then
about
we
him when he's
changed
like, break the rules. Huh?
And then we changed it.
No, I mean, we changed the song overall, but we didn't change the rhythm that he was talking about. We didn't change that.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hey, you want to see a cool tapping part?
Oh, so good. Oh, I can't believe we like. Granted, if you go back to Ocean City stuff, I think we did some amazing stuff we should be proud of.
You really did.
But
You guys should have made it, but
We were just-
because I wouldn't be here.
we were just some guys hanging out in a storage unit and then just blowing our own minds every now and then. We'd be like, oh my gosh, this is the best thing we've ever played ever. And then we'd make it into a song and then play it at a bar.
Hex yeah. Hex yeah.
Or to the Bellarmine student body.
There you
Oh,
go.
that was ridiculous.
There you go.
That was kind of fun, though.
I still jam.
It was
that Ocean
bizarre,
City
but very
stuff,
fun.
Man. You guys had some great tunes.
Anyway,
I've had a 30 ounce. I've had a Trenta cold brew, and I'm still yawning.
we'll hit the caffeine again.
Whoop de
I gotta run.
whoop.
I gotta run to the shop.
We will. We should release something soon.
Yes,
There's a song we've been supposed to. We've been what? We have been supposed.
Age of Consent.
We should have recorded it already. Is what I'm saying. We started the track. Paul recorded the drums,
Paul.
and I haven't.
Yes.
Maybe. But I have.
song.
We haven't
Yes.
done anything else on it, so it's. We need to do that.
I'm super proud of those drums.
And then
Gremlins.
I don't think it'll do that on the. You have to like. I don't even know what this sounds like.
Gremlins.
But yeah, I'm thinking we should do.
yeah.
I'm looking at our past release schedule. I'm like, we're about in that time frame where we
Shock
should
me.
work on something new. You know.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
We're a little
Make
behind.
a
but
cover.
We'll get there.
We're not behind. We make music when we want to make music.
let's do a cover.
Maybe not when we said we were gonna make music.
Okay, yeah, that's more so what I
Yeah.
was getting at. But yeah, we'll be
Yeah.
all right.
Paul's like, okay, I recorded these drum parts in 2019. I don't know what you guys want.
Let's cover a Michael Jackson song.
I think it was 2021.
I think you gotta like,
I think it's actually been almost a year, but it's okay.
if
But,
you,
like-
we can re-record them if you want.
Nope, I'm really proud of them.
If you wanted to record a Michael Jackson song, I
No,
think.
I don't want to record it. I just want to play it.
Oh, we could play it for sure. But if
Dirty
you wanted
Diana,
to record it,
that would be sick.
I think you have to do that thing where
Didn't
you.
the weekend cover that?
It's like leave $100,000 in a
Yep.
blank unmarked
have it.
mailbox, and then someone will come collect it, and then they'll get in contact with you. Like I don't think you can just do it and then be like, "Can I have the rights to this song?"
I don't
Maybe
know.
you
Fall
can. I
Out
don't
Boy
know.
did it.
Although, yeah, Alien Ant Farm did it. Like, kind of notoriously did it. So
Yeah.
Or maybe
That's
why
a
not
great
us?
song.
All right,
I
so
still
look
wait.
for cover a New Order song. I'll do Age of
That'd be good.
Consent.
Age of Consent would be great.
So look for a cover of the entire Thriller album coming in 2022.
What's up?
2022.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it. Go check it. So this
22.
is the OK Podcast. Thanks for hanging out with us. And this is our new studio. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we balling. Tax return.
check
We
out-
bought this place.
We are the
Beige
OK.com.
Just kidding. We
And-
didn't get tax returns yet.
Follow at We Are the OK. And that's it.
Yeah, buy merch. Come see
I
us
don't
at
have anything
Youngstown.
to say.